Usually when we talk about wedding catering, there's a very specific expectation, right? You shuffle along in a line, someone scoops like chicken or pasta onto your plate, and you just head back to your assigned seat.
Yeah, exactly. You're basically just fueling up for the dance floor. I mean, it's entirely functional.
Right. But if you step into the world of modern luxury weddings, that buffet line is, well, it's completely dismantled. We're looking at a catering landscape that is closer to immersive dinner theater.
Oh, for sure. Dinner theater is the perfect way to describe it.
Okay, let's unpack this. Today's deep dive is powered by some really interesting guidance we found in the article section of the Weddizer website.
Right. They help couples with finding the best hiring for wedding events, right?
Exactly. Food, drinks, event hiring, guidance, all of that. And their data shows a massive shift toward coastal-inspired interactive food stations, specifically raw seafood bars.
Yeah, couples are really ditching the heavy sit-down seafood dinner these days. The whole definition of modern luxury has just, changed.
It's not just about serving expensive food anymore.
No, not at all. It's about providing an exclusive experience. When you have a professional shucker preparing oysters live, right there in front of everyone, it triggers this high-end restaurant
Oh,
psychology.
totally. It feels so premium.
Right. You get the perceived value of luxury without, the heaviness of a four-course meal.
Either.
Plus, obviously, it is highly Instagram-worthy.
Well, I do have to push back here a little bit, though.
Hmm.
Isn't an oyster station inherently kind of alienating?
How do you mean?
Well, you're striving for this inclusive dinner theater, right?
Eh?
But you're centering it on one of the most polarizing textures in the culinary world. I mean, so what does this all mean for guests who don't actually like raw seafood?
That is such a fair point. If you only serve raw oysters, it would be a complete disaster. But the Weddizer guidance specifically solves this.
Oh, they do. How so?
Yeah, they suggest using the raw bar as the visual anchor, but then you build out a fully inclusive menu around it. You flank the station with like mini lobster rolls, crab cakes, seared scallops.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. So the non-seafood guests get alternative appetizers.
Exactly. They still get to participate in the interactive luxury, but with approachable cooked formats.
Right. So you solve the menu for picky eaters, but simply serving a cooked crab cake doesn't really create that dinner theater vibe.
No, it definitely doesn't.
So to pull off that illusion in, say, a landlocked indoor ballroom, the visual cues have to convince the brain before the guest even takes a bite. How exactly are they constructing that coastal elegance?
It's heavily reliant on lighting and psychological association. Caterers use these huge glass seafood towers and thick beds of crushed ice. And it's not just to keep things cold.
Wait, really? What else does the ice do?
It's about how the ice catches the venue lighting. It makes the seafood literally glisten, which triggers this subconscious perception of, like, ultimate freshness.
Oh, I never thought about that.
Yeah, and then you layer in environmental cues to finish the scene. Driftwood, decorative shells, nautical ropes, bowls of course sea salt, fresh herbs.
And I'd imagine the beverage pairings do a lot of the heavy lifting there, too. Placing champagne, Sauvignon Blanc, and dry rosé right at the station forces guests to linger.
Exactly, it keeps them engaged.
It basically builds a localized, high-end cocktail party ecosystem right in the middle of the broader reception.
It does. But all of that aesthetic beauty is totally useless if the food isn't safe. That illusion shatters the second someone questions the freshness of a room temperature clam.
Oh, definitely. Food poisoning is not luxury.
Right. So the aesthetic is actually built around intense food safety. This means hiring professional caterers who are experienced in temperature control.
Here's where it gets really interesting, though, because that live shucker we talked about, they aren't just there to put on a show.
No, they're an essential food safety measure.
Right. They are actively ensuring proper handling and immediate freshness.
Because raw seafood is so volatile, those shuckers are acting as frontline quality control. This is why the Weddizer platform heavily emphasizes using their articles to find certified professionals. You need caterers who exclusively use certified suppliers.
And who understand those invisible logistics, right? Like position the station near the cocktail hour entrance so they can minimize transit time.
Exactly. And staffing it adequately.
Yeah.
So the ice beds never sit stagnant and the lines move quickly. The displays have to stay well lit for photos, but the service has to be lightning fast.
It has to look effortless, which ironically requires massive behind-the-scenes effort.
It really is a masterclass in experiential hospitality.
It really is. So whether you are utilizing the Weddizer website to plan your own coastal-themed event, or you're just a guest at an upcoming wedding, You can now kind of see the invisible machinery at work.
Yeah, the meticulous styling, the psychological cues, and the intense safety logistics behind that beautiful oyster tower.
Absolutely. Which leaves us with this final thought for you to ponder. If interactive, theatrical food stations like live oyster shucking are becoming the new standard for luxury, what other traditional sit-down wedding traditions will soon be replaced by immersive, hands-on experiences?
I mean, at what point does the actual couple getting married start competing with their own orders for attention?
Seriously, something to think about.